It is the 12th of January. It is the very first episode for The Lone Recruiter in 2026. And wow, have I got some jam-packed episodes for you. Still quick, still in that 10-minute format, but we're going to load these things up. So for the next January and February, for the next couple of months, we're going to have what we call the $1 Million Mindset series. We're going to really focus in on how do we get you to that next level, not just with mindset and motivation, but with some practical things we can be doing at our desk. I actually want to give you somewhat of a game plan coming back from leave into the new year. How can we best set ourselves up for success? I've got a ton of incredible guests coming on every single week. I've already started pre-recording those late last year, and I was so excited to bring these episodes to you. So please put your reminders on because you do not want to miss some of these guests coming in. I have learned a ton from these people already and implemented some things already from them. That's how excited I am to bring them to you as well. So I'm hoping you can get as much from them as well. All of this is leading up to the big event. We've been talking about this now for a little bit. We are traveling the country in Australia at the end of February, and we want to see everyone in person live to really put this thing a nail in the coffin and just nail your 2026 in terms of rubbing shoulders with $1 Million billers, getting you in the mindset to perform at that level, whatever. So it's jam-packed, okay? And today, I know you're probably starting today, and my energy is way too high for the 12th of Jan. You've just come back to your desk. What I want to do today is acknowledge that your skin is probably still sunburnt from holidays, that you're just getting back from a bit of a break, and the cogs are maybe not firing as best as they could, right? That is normal, and do you know what? Rather than letting that stress you out and thinking, I've got to get back up to pace, you just need to have some time at your desk doing certain activities, which I'll go through with you. I'm going to give you a full weekly plan for this week to get you back up. Our outcome, what we want to try and achieve this week is that we are feeling cleansed. We want to feel focused for the year ahead, and we want to have our pipeline activated, okay? But that actually starts with getting your cogs and getting your body and getting your mentality back on track, back to where you were, you know what it feels like when your desk is firing, you're pumping, right? But I can tell you right now, you're probably ready, but your brain isn't ready and your body's probably not ready either. We're going to lean into that, okay, which is great because it gives you permission to just do some of these tasks that maybe don't take as much cognitive load, but they help actually get your brain back on track so that by Tuesday, Wednesday, we're kind of hitting our straps again. So I'm going to give you 5 days worth of activities to do now. Follow along. We're going to have a printout available to you in the show links, so or you can follow along. So this is a pretty typical first week back for me in my office, and it works a treat, right? We always say 2.5 days it takes to get your brain back on track. So what do we do for those first 2.5 days? Day one, right? This is day one, textbook for everyone. I don't think I'm reinventing the wheel, but let's get into it. Day one, let's clear our inbox. We've got weeks and weeks of emails, applications, junk mail, whatever. We have to clean it out. There is no point in starting your year with a clogged inbox, right? So day one, today, Monday, we want to clear our inbox, okay? Once you've done that, I actually want you to look around, and is your workspace chaotic, messy, or is it clean and pristine and ready to rock and roll? Make sure, this is the perfect time, make sure that your workspace is clear. You know what they say, like clear desk, clear mind, it's, messy desk, messy mind. Let's clear our workspace. It whether you believe it or not, chaos does not work, right? If you see chaos, you feel chaos. I would argue that your desk is a representation of what's going on in your mind. So let's clear your desk, okay? Day one, let's clear it up. That will help with the mindset, as I said. If you've got time, so you might have a lot of work to go through your inbox, that's fine. We can bleed that into day two. But if you get through that, you clean your desk up, let's go and clear out open to ops. Let's go on to LinkedIn. Let's just see if anyone's popped open to opportunities or anyone's looking active on LinkedIn that's in your market. Let's go and reach out to those people straight away. We want to start pipelining, okay? Hey, seeing open opportunities. I know it's a new year. Do you want to have a chat? Don't book it in for tomorrow, by the way. Let's book them in for Wednesday. We need time, I think, to get our brain back into gear because I'll get to day two. So clear your open to ops, go through your LinkedIn or your messaging there. Let's just clear that out as well, okay? This is day one. I would actually say that once you've done all of that, you're going to be exhausted and you're going to think, I want to go back to the beach. And that's fine. Day one is such a lenient day for me. I just want to make sure everyone gets through that clearing out and cleaning up. Day two is a bit more, now you've kind of cleansed your palates and you've got a bit more clarity. Day two for me is, okay, all right, nothing bad has happened yet. Let's start using that optimistic. We're all optimistic going into 2026. Nothing's hit us yet, nothing too stressful. We're pretty relaxed. This is actually where your brain is still in that tortoise time we've talked about before. It's very relaxed. Best time to do some planning. So plan your targets. I'd be understanding what I want to make this year. Let's plan our goals. Let's work out some of the aspirations for this year. So if I break that down, it's something along the lines of what did I make last year? What do I want to make this year in terms of revenue? Okay. What does that equate to a monthly target? What does that equate to how many placements I need to make a month? It's like really simple stuff. But start with the end in mind and work back to the month. Okay. And we've had one of the guests coming on this week will be Matt Cousins. He talks about outcomes that matter, right? So placements, how many interviews we got and how many jobs we got in. These are outcomes we're chasing every single week. And he also talks about, metrics that matter, and they sit underneath of that. And that's sort of the ratios and fill rates that matter. So understanding your numbers, what activities feed into getting you placements, feed into getting you interviews, feed into getting you jobs on, understanding what those metrics are, they kind of keep you on track. And the idea here is that once you hit the outcomes that you want to achieve every week, look, nothing else really matters. The rest is cream, or you're ahead of the pack, right? So I really like this. So let's look at what outcomes are going to matter to you this year. What is it that you are actually chasing besides deals every single week that lead into deals? And it is always placements, interviews, jobs on, or candidates in, depending on your market. It's actually quite simple. These are the outcomes that matter. Another great thing I want you to look at the moment is the reverse bucket list. Another guest, won't name who because I want you to look through them, talked about this reverse bucket list. Unbelievable concept. So now is the best time to be implementing this, right? What are we going to be taking out of our list? What are we going to be taking out of our bucket from last year? What didn't work? What's holding us back? What do we really hate doing? What is something that's just no longer serving us? What is something that we can offload to someone else? Think about your bucket list and reverse it. Take things out of your day, of your week, of your months that's no longer serving you, that you don't want to do anymore. Let's start taking things out of our lives. Okay? And once you've done all this, I want you to start looking at curating your calendar. So let's maximize your energy. Start thinking about when are you on, when are you off, when are you a morning person, night person? We've talked about this stuff before. But now I want you to look at it just in a week. What do you need to get done every single week to hit the outcomes that matter, to ride the ups and downs of your energy, and really start to plan out what a week will look like for you in 2026. This is a great time for it. This is where you put your fitness stuff in there, your family goals, your work stuff, your friends stuff, everything. I want everything in your calendar. I want you to see how your life looks. And are you happy with it? Does it work? Is it serving you? This is day two. It's that's it. So day one is clearing your desk, clearing your inbox, clearing your physical space. Day two is starting to plan for the year ahead, starting to get a real concept of what we're chasing, how we're going to chase it, building that into our calendar, giving it some sort of a game plan. Day three, you should be pretty well 90% in back. I'm back in the game. My head's on. The cogs are firing. The engine's roaring. I'm back. I'm focused now. It's making more sense. The holidays are behind me. It was great, but I've got that kind of low level energy back. That's I'm ready to buzz. I want to get. So I would say day three is when we're starting to hit the phones. I'd actually try to avoid the phones Monday, Tuesday. I really want you to just work on yourself Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, we start to hit the phones, the candidates, the clients. So obviously, applicants coming in, we want to interview and process those people. Any clients are reaching out to you, have got jobs that were overhanging from last year. Let's just go and revalidate those with those clients. Let's see if they're back. Are they ready to be taking CVs? That sort of stuff. And then I want you to be starting to hit the in-mails. I want you starting to be getting out to the market. Yep. Here's the job. Here's what. Going back to business as usual, right? We're not quite there, but I want you to be in the market by day three. I think we're in that market by day three. You've come back pretty strong. We just don't want to waste a full week, do we? And look, the sooner you can get into the market, and don't get me wrong, don't put this at the beginning of your first day back. It'll be too much. Day 1, clear it. Day 2, build it. Day 3, hit it. Okay? So day 3, we're hitting the market. And you want to be one of the first in your market to be shaking the tree, like candidate tree, client tree, because there's so much money to be made in January. I'm only airing this episode on the 12th of Jan because I'm back 12th of Jan. Most of my office is actually back on the 5th because they know that early bird gets the worm. So if you're listening to this and you've already been here a couple of weeks, good on you. This probably isn't for you, but I think the large majority of people are coming back around now. So this is why we want to launch it today. So day 3, we're hitting the phones, we're hitting the emails, we're in the market, we're shaking that tree, okay? Just hit the freaking phones today. And you should be busy because you should have a lot of applicants to interview and a lot of things set up from the last couple of days. Super exciting stuff. Day 4, so this Thursday, again, just more interviewing, more getting briefs, more setting meetings with clients. Now, this is where we start thinking about who do we want to meet next week? Who do we want to meet when they're back, the week after that? Let's just get a good sense of when you're going to know, when does your executive team meeting, talking to clients, when is your executive team meeting, when are you going to have strategies in place? Do you know what your hiring needs are? What are your pressures right now? I need to be put to work right now. Tell me. Do we need to have a coffee? Do we have a bite to eat? That sort of thing. Thursday is just more of the same, on the phones, getting briefs. Day 5, I really want you to have a clear outcome of what you want to achieve by day 5. This is Friday, right? We want to get minimum 2 briefs on, and we want to get minimum 6 CVs out in the week that was. If you can do that, if you can end the week having cleared it, planned it, gone to market, and you've got 2 briefs on and 6 CVs out, you may not have interviews, you may not have anything else, but you've actually started your pipeline up, okay? Whether you had stuff in December that's carrying over or not, we got to start again. We got to view this as it's a reset because a lot of those deals that overhang over Chrissy don't last. Like if you're halfway through a process, it can be really hard to keep them going. So if by Friday, our outcome focus is those 2 briefs on, 6 CVs out to clients, mate, you've had a perfect start, okay? You've gone, and your energy levels have gone from like literally asleep. I'm in holiday mode. My skin hurts from the beach yesterday, and because it will have been a good 2-3 weeks that you've been off. Your head's probably hurt from partying a little bit too much. You probably ate a little bit too much Christmas pudding. Let's just allow the first couple of days to just get back into the rhythm. By the middle of the week, we're hitting the market. By the end of the week, we're getting results. And if you can do that in your first week back, you are setting yourself up for such a great second week and start to your year. So that's all I have time for you today. Like, share, subscribe. It really helps us grow. The next episode on Thursday is going to be an incredible guest, so tune in for that. And as I said, go and get a ticket to our live tour. We're hitting Perth, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide in late February, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be huge. It is going to really cement you and get you on that path for $1 million status or high biller status, or just push your potential to the extreme, because the people who are getting involved are incredible. If all I get out of this is I get to rub shoulders with these people, I know I've already won, right? So why don't you come and join me and do the same? As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.